Hi, I'm Michael. I'm here with Ian at our EdgeTalks, and we're going to talk about the 3DEXPERIENCE platform. So welcome.
Thank you, Michael. It's very nice to be here.
Fantastic. So one of the things about the 3DEXPERIENCE platform, there's quite a lot of talking about it, just a lot of customers are talking about it, and they're quite excited about what it can do and anxious to actually try to use it and see if that can solve some of the challenges they have normally.
Yes.
How do you see, or what do you see as the main reason why people are leaning towards the platform?
Good question. I think if we look back over the last couple of years and everything that everyone's been through with the pandemic and lockdown and working from home and all the difficulties that has brought us all, I think that's kind of the source of where people are looking for a better way forward. So I often get asked, what has changed in business? And I think obviously people still want to get the products to market faster, on time, better quality. But I think everyone's realizing that the old way of doing business, where everyone was in the office, everyone was sat around a table, that's probably not going to ever come back 100%. So we're always going to have this kind of hybrid way of working where we need to collaborate better at remote distances, using the internet, potentially. And this is why, you see companies like Zoom and everyone's using Microsoft Teams and Skype and all these other systems, Dropbox, Google Drive. People are sharing things electronically. They're a lot more comfortable with the cloud technologies that are all around us. So I think in answer to your question is, if we can use a lot of these technologies for our social lives, like Facebook and Twitter and WhatsApp, why can we not take advantage of those in our business life? And I think that's fundamentally what the 3DEXPERIENCE platform offers, is like a business cloud platform that allows people to collaborate in real time and make sure the designs get out as fast as possible at the highest quality.
Makes sense. So what you actually and what we also experienced is when the pandemic came, everybody was figuring out how can they get the existing system to work.
Yeah.
How can I move my PDM system to the cloud, or how can I communicate with my people even though I'm not in the office and things like that.
Yeah, of course. And everybody had to do different things, whether it was VPN access into the server, which obviously has its own issues with performance and things, or just general collaboration around the kind of conversation we're having now. We can talk about this kind of stuff all night, but and that happens in an office naturally. The normal social collaboration, like what I term the unstructured things, like sharing ideas and moving ideas forward and documenting concepts and best practices, those are really difficult to do when you're not in the same location or in the same room. So one of the key components of the 3DEXPERIENCE platform is to enable that with the cloud. So, with communities and wikis and idea management, away from SolidWorks design or whatever 3D design. It's just that, this unstructured collaboration of getting everybody kind of literally on the same page about things and getting to the right answers and making better decisions faster. That's really what the 3DEXPERIENCE platform is all about.
So how do you think it will affect the way SolidWorks engineers are working currently?
That's a good question. So at the moment, many of our customers use SolidWorks PDM, which is a fantastic system. Many of our customers don't, and they rely on emailing files around. So there's a lack of control. So very easily things can get out of date, can get overwritten, can get miscommunicated. What 3DEXPERIENCE for SolidWorks really does is allow those SolidWorks users to connect directly into the cloud and effectively have PDM built into the solution. So the version control, the maturity, the sharing, being able to view designs on mobile devices, mark them up, make better decisions faster, as I said before. All of that is kind of baked in straight away. But remember, 3DEXPERIENCE SolidWorks 3DEXPERIENCE is exactly the same SolidWorks that you all know and love. It's all the same features, the drawings, all the the same terminology and familiarity. The only difference is that it's connected into the platform to allow this kind of collaboration.
So mainly what you're saying is, for the SolidWorks engineer, the work should actually get easier. It should be easier to communicate with your colleague that is sitting across the world somewhere else or working from home.
Exactly. So this is just the point. So whether you're sat in the same office or you're sat on different continents, the ability to store your information, your parts, designs, drawings on the cloud, and have your colleague in the opposite side of the world be able to view them at the same time and be able to reserve them and change them and revision control them is really powerful.
Yeah.
And the feedback we're getting from customers is this is a much more efficient way of working than emailing files around or even having network shares or Dropbox and things like that.
Yeah.
So
it feels very secure the way you're working because the platform takes care of where you're storing your information.
Absolutely.
It's not like when you're dropping something into Dropbox, I'm not really know where it is, or have I overwritten something from my colleague, or what's actually happening to my files in there, who's actually taking care of my files in a Dropbox.
Exactly. So this is kind of the other piece of the puzzle when I talked about unstructured collaboration, which is like, how do we share ideas and how do we make those ideas come to life and all that great stuff that engineers do. That's the unstructured stuff. It just happens naturally. The structured collaboration is exactly what you've said, is the, where is my data? What version is it? Is it up to date? What maturity is it? Is it, in work? Is it frozen? Is it released? Is it obsolete? Who's got access to it? How do you control that? Because it's very difficult with file shares and with things like Dropbox. You can have, you can send links to people and then you don't know where that link has gone and how do you delete the access. And there's a whole host of problems with those solutions, as easy to use as they are, that they just don't add enough capability around the data management and the security.
So something like, we can maybe use it now, but for the future it will be a really, really bad thing to do. It's like a very, very temporary release solution to use that.
Yeah, and I think we've seen certainly lots of customers since the pandemic and lockdown using cloud storage.
Yeah,
and it's been fantastic. But the feedback we're getting is that we need more.
Exactly.
It doesn't go far enough to meet the needs of our business.
Yeah, because the reference things and SolidWorks files and so on is not the same, and when the cloud where it's taken care of. And so
exactly.
On, right? Yeah. Again, the platform is not only for engineers, right?
No,
it's more or less for the whole business. So how do you see the 3DEXPERIENCE platform actually go into how do you see the industry benefiting from the 3DEXPERIENCE platform as a whole factory?
Of course, yeah. So many of our customers, of course, are SolidWorks users.
Yeah.
And the people we normally deal with are SolidWorks users. That's our heartland, if you like. That's our base. But if when I go and visit customers, and while I'm walking through the office to visit my friends in the design department, I'm walking past people on the left and right who are in marketing, in sales, in purchasing, in manufacturing, all these other disciplines who fundamentally all need access to this data. As we say in England, the crown jewels, the most important part of a customer's product is usually the design. The 3D design is the absolute key bit of what makes them successful. And usually these people in other departments will go to the designers and say, can you just give me a copy, or what is the value of this, or what is the mass, and how are we going to get it supplied? All those kind of conversations happen, and they happen despite the processes that are blocking them. But what I would say is that the platform giving everyone access to this information with the right access levels and at the right time, that can break down a lot of these barriers and connect a lot of the disconnected processes. So the platform is it's a business tool, not just for engineering.
Exactly. So what you're saying is also, again, if you're going back to what SolidWorks has of tools to offer, like Compose, and so we can do quite a lot with the 3D models.
Yeah.
But often it still stays in the engineering department.
Yeah.
It's not moving very much outside of that. And then people from marketing getting to asking for things instead of finding them themselves.
Yes, that's exactly right. And this the digital continuity, you'll hear this term. We've got maybe SolidWorks files, we've got Word documents, Excel files, presentations, any kind of electronic data. Of course, we can store it on network drives, but it's having that continuity and having it stored in the right format that everyone can digest, and it can all just flow. And that's really what the 3DEXPERIENCE platform allows for, because once you upload information in there, whether it's SolidWorks files or documents or plans or whatnot, it's stored securely and it's in a format that everyone can read simply and easily and control.
And it's quite easy to search on there as well.
Yeah, exactly. It's really powerful to do the searching and filtering, because if I look on my laptop, I've got folders and folders of content and Excel files and all kinds of documents, and Windows search kind of gets you somewhere there. But if you look at the searching capabilities in the platform, where you can tag certain objects, so you can filter by who created it, who last modified it, when they did it, even in what geolocation it was created in, you can very quickly navigate down from many thousands of objects, components, documents, right down to a handful that you can pick exactly the one that you want.
Yeah, so definitely we'll see a change in the way companies are working. So if you think 2 or 3 years ahead, where do you see the 3DEXPERIENCE platform in 2 or 3 years' time?
I think, rather than just what I see with the 3DEXPERIENCE platform, I think the way people will work will be much more data-driven rather than file-driven.
Yeah.
So at the moment, we all rely on SolidWorks.SLD ASMs or SLD PRTs, drawings, and we've got folders for them, we've got Excel.XLS, and everything is file-based.
Yeah.
And I think where we're going is more a database, data-driven environment where it's easier to find and share things, not just by sending a file around, but by basically either sending a link to an object in a browser, or it's just going to be far easier to be data-driven. And what that data-driven means really is there's a digital continuity all the way through. So whether you're going from, if you're designing products that require requirements management and capture, all the way through to, through design, through manufacture, to build sequencing and instruction manuals, that digital thread, because it's all data-driven, is consistent, and there's no breaks in the chain as you do when it's file-based. Yeah,
because you're moving files around in the old system.
Yeah, so you're moving so you're moving a SolidWorks assembly, and you're moving it into use SolidWorks Composer, and that creates some screenshots, and then you've got a Word document with the instructions, and the screenshots are pasted into the document. So there's so many opportunities for the chain to break down.
Exactly.
Where when you've got full digital thread where all the applications talk to each other, and it's the old days of SolidWorks, you change the model, it changes the drawing.
Yeah.
And customers used to think that is fantastic. It's that, but much, much, much more powerful across the whole enterprise.
Fantastic. Looking forward to that. My final question for you today is, when a customer is interested in the 3DEXPERIENCE platform, where do you suggest him starting? Like an engineer, where should he start with the 3DEXPERIENCE platform?
Well, I think the first thing is to contact the partner like yourself to get more information. There's a wealth of information on SolidWorks.com as well, with some really cool videos about what the capabilities are for different personas. So maybe for the SolidWorks designer, we've got some really cool demos around different scenarios of how different people could work either on their own or in groups where people are working collaboratively on a design, through to how you can manage your projects better as a designer, how you can make like really, really good to-do lists and make sure things get done on time. But I think fundamentally, if someone's interested, they should come and speak to you.
Might be good. Yeah, I think that's a good idea. So,
cool.
So thank you for having your time.
No problem. It's been a lot of fun.